Okay, welcome everyone to the free astrotheology course. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Our textbook is The Astrology of the Old Testament, or The Lost Word Regained. So you can tell by looking at the title of the book. These are two equivalent expressions. Two equivalent expressions. This book was published in 1892. The author is Carl Anderson. All right, so this is our course textbook. This is our 74th. This is the 74th live stream class. Actually, there's more, but I changed the name of a couple of them. All right, y'all? So this is a huge library. It's probably just for this book, just for this class alone, rather. There's more than, there's probably between 150 and 200 hours. But it's going to be more better because we're only on page 166 out of a total of 354 pages. 354. Okay. So let's make it do what it do. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. We're going to begin on page 166. So before we even start, now we did page 166 in class number 73. I think maybe 72 and 73. So it's already done. We're just at the last paragraph, which is only about 3 lines. But check this out. This is just for interest. 1 plus, our page number is 166. So 1 plus 6 is 7. So there you have that powerful number 7 that's everywhere, right? For example, you look at the number 7 in Holy Scriptures, the Biblio-Heliotext, the Bible. Look at the number 7 in the circumpolar zodiac projection, which is the oldest and the original zodiacal projection before the ecliptical or solar zodiac projection. The 7 stations, okay, the 7 days of the week, circle 7, etc., etc. And then number 6, the number 6, if I can do it. Y'all see the number 6? The number 6, which is a perfect man. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah. Perfect man, number 6. Also the penis, the erect penis, and the testicles. Y'all see that? So the penis and the testicles. I don't know which way is easier to see it, but yeah, number 6. Y'all see it? The penis and the testicles. So the power, the generative powers, right? So 7 and 6 is 13. 12 constellations, 1 sun, so 12 plus 1 is 13. 12 apostles, plus 1 JC, the Christ figure, that's 13. 13 means perfect rulership. So we're talking about 12 constellations and the SUN sun. And JC said, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Let your kingdom come." And then the root of kingdom has to do with animals. Zoology. Okay, so zodiac, the root of zodiac is zoo, animals. The zodiac, the Maserat, the Zoad. Everybody see where this is going? So JC said, our Father, the S-U-N Son, is the Father. Let your kingdom come. Let your will take place on earth as it is in heaven. So everything happens in the cosmos, like clockwork, perfectly, precision, perfect precision. So JC in the Lord's Prayer, I think that's Matthew 6:9. That part of it is clearly referencing uh, that the cosmos, the influence of the planetary bodies, individually and collectively, that their influence would prevail on earth. Prevail over what? Over religious doctrine and over religious belief. Y'all see it? See, so there's one level of understanding of scripture is the lowest level, which is the religious doctrine. But then there are multiple other layers that have their own meaning. For example, the astrological meaning. Okay, there's physiological meanings too, and it goes on and on and on. But anyway, so did we see anything on this page with reference to perfect government or to Jesus? Absolutely. Right at the top of the page. As a matter of fact, at the bottom, the very last line on page 165, this is what it says. The character for the moon is a crescent or arc. And then on page 166, it reads, called by those of ancient times Isis or Isis. So Isis, I-S-I-S, Isis, E-S-S-E-S, Luna, L, L-U, Sis. Can y'all see that? So what do you see in there? You see L, right? Y'all see L, right? The first two letters is prefix. This word is made of a prefix, L, and then U. That's the EU, the U, and then the SIS suffix. If you change the U, because the vowels are interchangeable, it would be what? ISIS, ISIS. Y'all see that? It would be ISIS because the vowels are interchangeable. Okay? Or Heavenly Mother. So we already know we're talking about Mary or the constellation Virgo specifically. The arc or Argo or arc. Look at the arcs, y'all. A-R-C, as in an arc ridge or arc ceiling. Argo, that has to do with a boat. I'm going to show y'all. And then ark, as in A-R-K, as in Noah's Ark. As in Noah's Ark. All right, y'all? Do y'all see how much information is contained in here? But what's the big deal? The big deal is this. Let me take a look at the comments. Are there any comments? No comments. Okay. So, what's the big deal about this? Well, number 13, perfect rulership. We see Mother Mary or Virgo. We see Isis. Now, Isis is correct. Isis is the moon. But Isis is also Virgo, the constellation Virgo. Okay? Isis is also the constellation Virgo. And what are we dealing with? JC. Because JC is named after his mother, not his father. How can I say that? How can I say it? And then after this, we're going to go into the subject matter for today. Because this is dealing with constellations, this is dealing with masculine and feminine energy. So Virgo doesn't have a man to impregnate, to physically or physiologically impregnate a woman. So we're dealing with constellations, stars, groups of stars. So Jesus must therefore take his name after his mother. Y'all remember that? Jesus therefore must take his name after his heaven, after his mother, because we're dealing with astrology. We're not dealing with religious doctrine. With religious doctrine, you get into the issue about whether or not Joseph is the father. Right? Everybody remember that? And you know that's something that people debate to this day. Give me 1 second, y'all. So listen to this on page 24. Observe here the Queen of Heaven, the incense pouring out of drink offering. So the moon has to do with all things moist, right? Liquids, the cakes. Specifically, we're talking about the Queen of Heaven, the moon or mother, the moon or mother Isis, the Queen of Heaven. The incense used as at present, and the cake or holy wafer as at present, and the pouring out of water or holy water as at present, and the worship of Isis and the Virgin. Y'all see that? Are one and the same and idolatrous, since it is planetary and not spiritual worship. But you Christians and Hebrew Israelites have never been told that. You're worshiping the planets, the heavenly bodies. And I'm bringing it to your attention or to your remembrance. Excuse me. Let me read the quotation above on page 24. This is what it reads. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, answered Jeremiah, saying, but we will certainly do whatever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, and our princes. But since we have left off to burn incense, and when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make cakes to worship her? 1 second, y'all. Okay. So let's read above the paragraph above that. In this case, where is the devil? That the Trinitarian religion is but a rival of the perverted religion of the ancients and the cursed. If we believe capital God curses those he created, let us read Jeremiah. Uh, I think this is 40. I think this is 44, 15 through 19 inclusive. And then I just read that. Give me 1 second and then I'm going to come back. I had a thought and I want to share it with y'all. One moment, y'all. I'll get my thought together before we continue. Okay. Page 18. Okay, so here we go. Page 18. Right. The ancient people had arrived at this result from long study, meditation, and observance of changes taking place daily. And after years, the Roman conquerors, this would be the Christians, right? The Roman conquerors of nearly all of what was known of the uh, habitable world or the inhabited world adopted this triune, that's three, worship, and personified our Son, and personified our Son. See, the Roman Catholics did this, or center of the solar system. So the Roman Catholics, through warfare, through physical or hot warfare, adopted this triune worship and personified our Son. They anthropomorphized the Sun, or center of the solar system. So the Sun is the center of the solar system. They anthropomorphized or personified the SUN Sun as a living man, as a living man. And the 12 zodiac signs as his 12 apostles or disciples. And the ingress of the SUN Sun through the different signs as this man called the Son of God, the SON of God. So as the Sun entered into one zodiac sign and passed through it, then entered into the next zodiac sign, passed through it, so on and so forth. They called that, let me read it again. And as the ingress of the SUN Sun through the different zodiac signs, as this man called the SON or Son of God, as going about doing his Father's work. So as the sun goes into each zodiac sign, going from the first one to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, to the seventh, to the eighth, to the ninth, to the 10th, to the 11th, to the 12th zodiac sign. So the sun is going around doing his father's work. And they call that the sun doing his father's work. That's called the Son of God. This is Roman Catholics did this. Okay? As going about doing his father's work, or rather, doing the will of the Father. That's the Roman Catholics, the Christians, the soldiers, the warmongers. They, however, unlike the ancients, this would be the autochthonous Moors. This would be the autochthonous Moors, the Han Umans, the humans are not ancient. The humans are not ancient. That's right, that's right, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% I agree with you. All right, y'all. So let's continue. So let's continue with this, all right? Now remember, the topic is the moon. The topic is the moon, Virgo, and JC, the Christ figure. Remember Isis, Isis? Y'all remember that? That's the topic. They, meaning the Christians, these warmongers, however, unlike the ancients who had held to the belief, the ancients are the autochthonous Moors. Genesis chapter 2, men and women sprung from the soil, the uh, rightful heirs of the land. In fact, all land, all commerce, and all resources, which would include gold, silver, water, precious metals, uh, precious stones, the air, okay, all resources, even animal resources, okay? So let's continue. So the ancients, the autochthonous Moors, who held to the belief of only one true and invisible God, capital G-O-D, that is not true. That's not true. This concept of capital G-O-D, God, is modern. God is the modern day spelling of Odin, of Woden. In fact, Odin and Woden, this is the same uh, character, the same deity, just the name is spelled differently. In other words, over time, the spelling of the name changed. For what reason? I don't know. Most likely for deception. But the modern day spelling of Odin and Woden, the medieval deity, is G-O-D, is G-O-D. So when you say G-O-D, whether capitalized or lowercase, you're talking about Odin. As a matter of fact, for those of you who are familiar with this, be patient, okay? This is for people who don't know. So now, in their effort to connect themselves in history, so here is that deity. So this is God, y'all. This is God. For those of you who want to keep on praying to God, calling on God, this is God. This is Odin. This is Woden. This is God. regardless of how you feel about it. That's just the fact. Okay, y'all? That's just the fact. I go through this, I think, in greater detail in the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course. Y'all, the link is in the description area of this video, so y'all can subscribe and learn more about this. But when you pray to God, that's who you're praying to. Okay? Here's another image of Odin. Okay? That's literally who you're praying to. Okay? Now, why would someone trick you like that? Why would someone trick you into believing that God is the creator of the boundless universe when in fact, it's this dramatic deity? And it got nothing to do with Moors. Why would someone trick you like that? Why would someone curse you like that? Okay, this is why Noble Darrell-El told us to let these European gods go. Okay, they never meant us any good, and they've never done us any good. Let them go. In other words, get out of religion. Don't be afraid of these deities. Okay, let them go. Now let's continue. You see how he's lying right here. This dude is this author, Carl Anderson. He's a high-level Freemason, but here he is lying. Well, he's got to lie to keep up the story, right? They, however, unlike the ancient Moors or the autochthonous Moors, who held to the belief of only one true and invisible God. That's not true. We, the ancient or the autochthonous Moors, lived in harmony with nature, period. And we followed the laws of nature. This is natural law. Or as stated in the Declaration of Independence, nature's God and nature's law, the Hermetic Laws, or you can even call it the Ten Commandments. Okay, all equivalent. All right. Now he continues. They, however, unlike the ancients who held to the belief of only one true and indivisible God, went further. So the Christians, the Roman Catholic Church, went further and took Horus or Mercury. Okay, these are the same people or same deities, different names, different culture, right? Different cultures, so different names. Took Horus or Mercury as the S-O-N, son of the Father. And the Father, of course, would be the S-U-N. But I don't remember if it's in Hindu. I don't remember if it's in the Hindu or what, y'all. But over in that part of the world, the deity, the name of the deity was rain. The name of the deity was rain. And when it would rain, when the precipitation would fall from the skies, the precipitation is raining, and then the rainwater, the semen of the Father who was rain, the masculine energy would let his semen out in the form of rain, and then it would be absorbed into the earth and impregnates Mother Earth, which is feminine energy. Right? And then that water would be used for biological processes, for example, to turn water into wine. The water would be used to grow the grapevines. And then the grapevines could then, after that, be used to make wine. So this is why JC turned water into wine. It's all about nature, okay? All about nature. Anyway, let's continue. So these Christians went further and took Horus or Mercury as the SON Son of God, Son of the Father, repeating the often told story of the SON Son of the Celestial Virgin. Y'all see that? Of the often told story of the Son, the SON Son of the Celestial Virgin, the original Buddha. So, of course, that's Mercury, right? The Celestial Virgin is Virgo. For the planet Mercury, the original Buddha, is never far from the sun, from the SUN sun, and dwelleth in the bosom of the Father Osiris. Osiris. And we're dealing with the Roman Catholic Church and Christianity and its Egyptology all up in here. Okay, y'all? Let me get one more thing. Okay. One more better. I got more better. I got more better. I got more better. Just be patient. Okay. Page 16. This is not what I this is not my one more better, but this is worth saying. Dealing with the moon, Isis, Isis. Second paragraph on page 16. 16 is the number 7. All right? That magnificent number 7 that we see everywhere. 1 plus 6 is 7. It is said that Moses commanded, quote unquote, he that understandeth Genesis, let him not reveal it. Moses commanded rather, he that understandeth Genesis, let him not reveal it. Hold on, y'all. I got to go back to page 116 and check the spelling. So, of course, we see Gen Isis, right? We see that. But do we also see remember the vowels are interchangeable. We also see Isis too. Okay, ES. So Gen, GEN. Okay, and let's separate that. And then ESIS. So we see Gen Isis, ES. S, it's a double consonant, so you can get rid of the consonants. So ES, it's an I, so you can replace the I with an E, and you get ES, ES. The same as on page 166, which is ESS, ES. Y'all see the trick? See how they scammed you? There's also ISIS in there too. So anyway, let's let the author speak. Gen Isis. So in this case, the author has Gen, Gen hyphen, and he changes the E to an I to give you Isis. Vowels are interchangeable. Okay. Now you can change, so you can also do GEN-ES. Okay. Change the vowel. You can also add another S. There's a lot of tricks that you can do. And if you subscribe to 101 Ancient Ibaryath, the link is in the description area of the video. This is a streaming course available 24/7. You can see the kind of games they play. You can learn. You can learn how to deal uh, with these type of matters and free yourself. You can free yourself because you learn and develop the skill of identifying the how words are made, the word morphology, how words are compounded, and how the scribes, their techniques, their tricks, so you can see it for yourself. Okay, so that class is the beginner's class, actually. Uh, uh, Beginning skills, but it's an in-depth class. Actually, it's kind of intense to teach you how to be a Bible translator. Okay. Now let's continue. Gen Isis, Isis is the moon, right? Should be revealed that we may have a true conception of the beauty of astrology. So Moses commanded, he that understands the Genesis, let him not reveal it. Why wouldn't Moses want you to teach others what Genesis means if you understand it? So did the scribes edit this verse? Well, it's certainly worth checking into, right? Because why wouldn't Moses want you to know? Anyway, let's continue. Why would he want to hide it? What's in Genesis that needs to be hidden? And if there's something in Genesis that needs to be hidden, how does this affect if you're a Christian or Hebrew Israelite, how does that affect your salvation? So if you don't know what's in Genesis, does that harm you in terms of being saved or whatever your doctrine is? Why is there secrets being held? That's the issue. The issue. Now let's continue. The author continues to write. Gen Isis, not quote unquote the beginning. So Gen Isis doesn't mean the beginning, according to this author. But what Isis, the mother nature. Oh, wow. Isis is mother nature. But what Isis, the mother nature, generates or produces. Isis, the ruler of waters. Oh, wait. Isis is the ruler of waters. Isis is feminine. The father rain is masculine. So wait, the feminine rules the masculine? I'm pausing to let y'all marinate on that. In other words, patriarchy versus matriarchy. Well, before the Catholics came in through warfare, well, we autochthonous Moors, the system was a matriarchy. Isis, the ruler of the waters. The water is coming from the father rain. Masculine energy. Isis, the mother nature. Y'all see that? Nothing to do with gods, devils, and demons. Mother Nature, that means what? That's natural phenomena. Natural laws and natural phenomena. Or, let me say it differently, natural phenomena that's governed by natural law. Nature's God and nature's law. Y'all see it? Feminine, feminine energy, the moon. Okay, now that's in the Declaration of Independence. The moon. Nature's God and nature's law. The moon, Isis, Mother Nature. The menstrual of all nature, which combined with air, y'all know that the air in springtime, we get the breeze every year. Springtime, you get the breeze, you get the gust, the holy gust. The holy gust of wind, that natural phenomenon was remixed into the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost. The springtime holy gusts of winds that made the water evaporate off of Earth's surface so that the vegetation could grow properly, so that there wouldn't be outbreaks of disease from stagnant water where bacteria and fungus and everything else can grow. Crazy. Okay? And heat from the sun, sun that fecundates the soil. Okay? So the heat is coming, being absorbed into the vegetation, photosynthesis, all of that, but that takes place in the winter too. The heat gets absorbed into the ground, fecundates the soil, makes the soil highly prolific, and then the unripe fruit in late summer, in July, they begin to mature. The wheat and barley first in August. You get the wheat and barley harvest in August. And then, of course, you have August, September. Yeah, August and September. September 29th is the last day of the grape harvest to get sweet wine. After September 29th, the grape juice is going to be bitter, or it's only good to make vinegar. Hence, Jesus drank, was given a cup of gall to drink, representing the end of the vengeance of God. And of course, vengeance uh, is a remix of vintage, the winemaking process. Okay, the winemaking process. So they misled you, Hebrew Israelites and Christians. Okay, y'all can get this out of the devil's pulpit. I think it's Isaiah 61, something like that. Okay? They misled you. There is no vengeance of God. You know, what is it, the deity stepping on the grapes and his clothes are full of blood? See, they made all of that up. That's all religious doctrine to scare you to death, to make you submit out of fear, out of fear, to make you believe in the historical JC the Christ figure. Because once they get you to believe in JC the Christ figure, you must then follow the instructions of the Pope, of the dark priesthood, of the Brotherhood of Saturnalia, of the secret society members. Okay, all these European gods that our ancestors never knew anything about, that never did us any good, and that never intended on doing us any good. I'm paraphrasing Noble Drew Ali. Adrana, good to see you. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Yusafa. Grand Rising on this day. Excellent conversation. Islam. Thank you so much, Adrana. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, y'all. So Isis, Mother Nature. Mother Nature generates and produces all the things that are alive, actually minerals and precious stones. And for an example, the oyster produces the pearl, salt from the seawater, so on and so forth. Okay? So on and so forth. Isis is the ruler of waters. I'm giving y'all my opinion on this. Since Isis rules the waters, our bodies are 78 or somewhere around there percent water. Rain, of course, rain is water. That's masculine mental energy. That's the father. So the feminine is ruling the masculine. The patriarchy is inferior to the matriarchy. Well, I don't know one man. I don't know one man who, if he has a normal health, who disrespects his mother, who tries to rule over his mother. I've never seen it in a person with a healthy mind. So it takes us back to masonry, right? Mother and son. Mother and son. So the natural balance is the matriarchy. So when we see, I'm just giving y'all my opinions, okay? It's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. So go back to the Declaration of Independence. Nature's law and nature's God. Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Isis. You must remember, God is not the creator of the boundless universe that y'all have been thinking. Now, I ask you again, how do you translate that? If you get rid of this notion of God, get rid of Odin and Woden. Oh, by the way, almost forgot to mention this. The first, I mentioned it in other videos, other classes. But the first Hermetic law is mental, all is mind. All is mind. Thought is a function of the mind. Thinking is a function of the mind. Thought, thinking, right? Awareness, consciousness, imagination. So our English word thought is derived from Thoth, the Kemetic or Egyptian deity Thoth, right? He's called the is it the keeper of the tables or the writer of the two tables? But y'all see my point, right? Thoth is the writer of the two tables. I think it's the writer of the two tables. And then Moses is known for what? The two tables or tablets of the law. Nature's God and nature's law and nature's God. So I don't know if this is true, but these scholars say that Odin and Woden is thought, right? Is God, is God, is deity, is Dios, is Dios, is Zeus. I'm getting that from the Devil's Pulpit. So thought is a function of mind. So y'all work that out however you want to work it out. I just want to put it out there for you, uh, so you can have some tools. when you read documents like the Declaration of Independence, so on and so forth, um, the Zodiac Constitution, the Constitution, uh, the Organic Constitution, 1791, ratified, Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1836, between the Moroccan Empire, the United States for North America, for as in foreign to the Moors. Now that's my opinion because for is an abbreviation for foreign. So you see the natural law principles and the Hermetic laws, the astrology in these documents. Okay, now let me find what I've been wanting to show y'all to review rather. Hopefully I can find it. And then I promise I'm going to go into today's today's topic. But it's just so much. There's so much in that on page 166. It's just so much there. Maybe it's 100. Maybe it's page 50. Maybe it's in the 50s. Sometimes y'all, when I'm on, I'm on. When I'm on, I can turn to the page and boom, what I was looking for is right there. Hold on. Give me a few more minutes. If I don't get it, I'm going to move on. So if you want a reference to Virgo and the celestial version, you'll find it on page 42. It is the fall Passover or autumn equinox, or the point in which the SUN sun crosses the line on September 22nd, when the SUN sun rises at 6 and sets at 6. So SUN sun rises at 6 a.m. and sets at 6 p.m. At this time, the new wheat or fruit of Virgo, the celestial version. Okay, y'all got that? Virgo is the celestial version, or in Greek mythology, Ceres, Ceres, the bread giver. Okay, so there's your reference for that I mentioned. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm still trying to find. Just remember, repetition is the mother of learning. So don't get impatient. And pat yourself on the back. If this feels like it's repetitive, that means that you remember. Okay? It means that you remember. Oh man, I can't believe I'm not finding this faster. Oh well. Oh well, y'all gonna have to find it on your own if I don't find it. Hmm. Oh wow. I know I've shown this a couple times already because it made a impression on me, and for some reason I just don't see it. Hold on, y'all. Which means, I need to. Okay, y'all. Let me move on. So let's deal with the arc. ARC, arc as in electricity. ARK, arc as in boat. And Argo, Argo. So let's make it do what it do. The two pillars of the temple. This is the doctrine, the religious story. The two pillars of the temple. This is a remix. Okay, this is a remix. Okay, this is a remix. The two pillars of the temple, or arc, from east to west, are represented on the cross by the nail in the right hand of Jesus. So y'all know what a nail looks like, right? Give me 1 second. The two pillars. Man, the mosquitoes in this place are, oof, shoot. I have on long pants, and these mosquitoes are still biting me through my pants. Dang. All right, here we are. So you see the nails? One nail through the left hand, one nail through the right hand, representing two pillars. Give me 1 second. Y'all see two pillars? Represented as two nails, one through the right hand and one through the left hand of JC. Y'all see it? Give me 1 second. Here are your two pillars. Y'all see that? The two pillars. If I see the two pillars, the two nails, one in the right hand and one in the left hand of JC. The two pillars. Okay, let's continue. The two pillars of the temple, or ark, A-R-C. A-R-C. Give me 1 second. Arc of a circle. Give me 1 second. Two pillars, electrical arc, as in electromagnetism. Two pillars, electromagnetism. One nail through the right hand of JC and one nail through the left hand of JC. Okay? Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me find something. One moment. I'm looking for the best picture. Ah, here we are. Two pillars and an arc. Y'all see the two pillars and the arc? The arc. Y'all see that? Two pillars and an arc. Also, what do you see? Number 11. The two pillars without the arc, that's the number 11, right? This is why you'll see many Hebrew Israelites take pictures standing between two pillars. Many of them know that that's astrological because they're Freemasons, but they ain't telling you. Let's see if I can find something even better. So here you can see the arc, the circle, right? Any portion of the circle in the north is an arc at the, or any portion anywhere here is an arc, but we're interested at the top, right? There's an arc. This is the celestial globe. Y'all see that? The celestial equator, the ecliptic, so on and so forth. Hold on. I'm looking for something even better. That's more easy to understand. Oh, y'all, these mosquitoes are killing me. Dang. I keep saying I'm gonna stop coming here, but I always forget. Dang. Oh, oh, wait a minute. I like that. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it again. Okay, y'all take a look at this. Take a look. Okay, do y'all see that? At the edge, this flat line, that's the celestial equator. Y'all see it? Where this vertical line, this is the ecliptic. This is the path of the sun. Okay? So, hold on. So y'all see this line here? Right here? This is the Son of Man. This is the path that the Son of Man takes, going in and out of each mansion, going in and out of each zodiac sign. This is the Son of Man, going around doing the will of his Father. That's the Maserat. Okay, that's the belt, the ecliptic. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. This is the ecliptic line, not the Maserat. The Maserat is the circle. I'll show y'all. Hold on. Oh well. Oh, here's a good example of the arc. I'm trying to find y'all an image of the arc with the pillars. So they exist. It's just that none are coming up right now. There's the arc, but we don't see the pillars. So let me try it. Let me try a different search term. Here we go. Y'all see it? This is Jachin and Boaz pillars. That's what I searched. Jachin and Boaz pillars. So look at the top. Y'all see the celestial globe on top of each pillar? So you can also look at that. That's the number 11. For example, page 11. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is the equinox, the covenant of work, the covenant of labor, and then the covenant of mercy. Y'all see that? And then, do you see the arc above? That's the celestial arc. That's the arc of the heavens, or outer space, okay? As a matter of fact, so I zoomed in, so y'all see that. Nobody can say Dr. Yasapa is making stuff up. Y'all see it? Uh-oh. Do y'all see it? And then on the other side, I don't know where these pillars are. I have no idea where these pillars are. But the other side has Earth. Okay, y'all? And then here it is again, where you can see the arches. So clearly, this is hidden astrology. Clearly, this is hidden astrology. Oh, wow. Wait. Hold on. Here we are again, the two pillars. The black and white checkered floor, meaning evil and good, right? So the time of the year when the sun dominates, that's good. The time of the year when the darkness dominates, that's evil. Hence the black and white checkered floor. All right. Okay, so now we're getting into Freemasonry. Take a look at this image. So we're still on the arc. Okay, we're still on the arc. ARC. Y'all see it, the black and white floor? Part of the year is dominated by the sun, spring and summer, early fall. And then part of the year is dominated by darkness, which would be late fall or mid to late fall, all the way through the end of what months do the days start getting longer? Maybe February or March. No, March 22nd is 12 hours. 12 and 12. 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. But anyway, y'all see the point. Everybody sees the point, right? You're looking at the fall equinox and the spring equinox. All right? You're looking at Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Luke, Lucius, Lucifer, sunlight. All right? Here we go. See, I'm not making this up. Y'all forgive me for moving like this, but this wide angle camera makes it difficult for me to look at the screen and orient myself. You know, for my hand-eye coordination. Y'all see that? Okay. Y'all can pause the video if you're able to read this on the replay. Okay, so let's continue. don't know about y'all, but I find this kind of stuff very interesting. I'm still looking for the ark. So here you see it in Freemasonry. This is their apron. All right. Y'all can see the sun in there too. Y'all see the sun? Okay. Also, we see the moon, right? So you can see the sun and the moon in there, and with their meanings. But you should know enough, or maybe you know enough already to be able to interpret these things. Now, here are the carpenter's tools. The carpenter's tools, of course, y'all see at the bottom. Y'all see the black and white floor, good and evil, and the carpenter's tools. Okay. Building your character, raising your conscious, raising your vibration, right? More Freemason stuff. All right. So, finally, let me take a picture of this. So finally, we see the columns, the sun and the moon with the ark. Y'all see the ark at the top? Sometimes that ark is called the royal ark. Okay? Representing the boundary of space, electromagnetic energy. Y'all see sun and moon? Why? Mother Nature. Right? Because we're looking at the spring and autumn equinoxes. Okay? It says mother and father, pater and mater. Mother, the moon, mother, the father, pater. Did y'all? I didn't notice that, but do y'all see that? Not, not physical mother and father, but masculine and feminine energy, y'all. Masculine and feminine energy. The moon is feminine energy. The sun, the SUN sun, is masculine energy. I mean, we could go through this picture and discover a lot of things. Take a look. This looks like Aries to me. Take a look at the end of that. It looks like an arrowhead to the profane, but that's Aries. Do y'all see? That's the zodiac sign Aries. Do y'all see it? Gotta be. Okay, the ram and his horns. Now, what else is significant about the ark? So we're gonna do. Here's Mercury. Wow. Did y'all see Mercury? Here's Mercury. See his horns? See? Y'all see it? Now remember, it's ARC and ARK. So let's take a look at an arc. I'm going to save. This picture was so hard to find, I want to save it. Give me 1 second. That was a doozy to find. But sometimes, y'all, it's fun. Oh, here's another good one. Here's another good one. Decoding these can be fun. Y'all see the sun or the all-seeing eye? Let me increase it for you. And then below that, you see the sun. So here's the sun. Wait. Here's the sun sun, and then here's the all-seeing eye. Notice that there's something emanating from there. Maybe that's consciousness. But then here it is again. But after this, I'm going to move forward because with me, I can stay on this and decipher it and not cover any of the material. So let's look at the arc, or remember the. Let's go back to Mercury. Well, we'll do it later. Let's look at the arc. I think everyone knows Mercury. Arc. All you see is video games. The whole internet has become so commercial that it's almost useless. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Let me find this so I can show y'all. So here's one arc. Here's one arc. What's inside the arc? Supposed to be the two tablets, right? Supposed to be the commandments. Inside of the ark, remember the ark? Thought, the deity thought. So that's one ark. One ark. Thought, consciousness. Thought is a function of the mind, thinking, thought. Can be remembrance, imagination, anything like that, right? Now let's see if we can find Noah's ark. Okay, so let me find Noah's Ark. Ah, here we are. This is a good example, actually. Okay, so here's an arc. Y'all see the shape of it? It's like the horns on Mercury, right? It's like the horns on Mercury. Give me 1 second. See the horns? See the arc? Y'all see the arc? Okay, so let's go back. Take a look at the arc, the horns. Moses horns. Moses horns. Moses horns. Everybody sees that, right? Everybody sees the connection, okay? Should be very clear. Can y'all see it? Here's the ark, the Egyptian ark, okay? Moses horns, Mercury's ark, okay? Let me see if I can get a screenshot and do this at a different angle. Let's see. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Is that easier to see now, y'all? That's the arc. Look at the shape. Looks like a crescent, right? Looks like a crescent moon. Okay? The arc of the celestial body looks like a crescent moon also. Okay, let's go back to page 82. The two pillars of the temple, or arc, A-R-C, from east to west. So the east is the Golden Gate, right? Aries. To west are represented on the cross. Let me show JC on the cross so we can be thorough. Okay, so this is Jesus on the cross. Okay, one nail through the right hand, one nail through the left hand, the two columns. All right, y'all see that? So the author continues. The two pillars of the temple, or the arc, ARC, from east to west. East, again, that's Aries, the covenant of labor, the covenant of work. All right, the golden gate. To the west, that's the fall equinox. So spring equinox and fall equinox are represented on the cross by the nail in the right hand of JC and the nail in the left hand. That on the right, the nail in the right hand is Aries. Remember the image we looked at, y'all, with the line that had the arrowhead? Well, there's Aries. See, that was not coincidence. You got to know these symbols. There's Aries. That line had Aries. It was purely astrological. If y'all don't remember what I'm talking about, go back and watch the video. Okay? So the nail on the right hand is Aries. The nail in the left is Libra. Okay, so there you have the spring and fall equinoxes, Aries and Libra. Okay? See 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 21, quote unquote. And he set up the pillars in the porch of the temple. And he set up the right pillar and called the name of the right pillar Jachin. Jachin. Now, we were told that J is a new letter. But as we learned from the devil's pulpit, that is not true. J is ancient. The letter J is ancient. The ancient Kemetic people, the ancient Egyptians, our foremothers and forefathers, autochthonous Moors, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, they had the letter J. Okay? So when they wrote in cursive, or when they wanted to write very quickly, they would, how does it go? Yeah. Oh, when they wanted to write very quickly, they just showed number one finger pointing to the sun, pointing up, which also means yes. Which also means yes. Which also means Jesus, the S-U-N Son. Which also means the Son, the S-O-N, Son. So it also means me and you, right? And when they wanted to take their time, they would write the letter J. So in the old days, more recent times, 1800s, etc., and 1800, 700, etc., they would put a 1 on the gravestone as a Christian representation of the Son, okay, or Jesus. Okay, so now let's continue. Uh, oh, uh, 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 21. 7, 1, hold on. Someone, hold on, y'all, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Be patient, please. Okay, so First Kings chapter 7, verse 21, quote unquote. And he set up the pillars in the porch of the temple, in the porch of the temple, the celestial heavens, or the celest or space. Okay, my father's abode, space. And he set up the right pillar and called the name thereof Jachin, Jachin. And he set up the left pillar and called the name of the left pillar Boaz, Boaz, page 82. Y'all, this is First Kings chapter 7, verse 21. So here, y'all, this is one of the scriptural references. That's one of the scriptural references. So y'all can go check this and research it out. Check it, research it out. First Kings 7, verse 21. Okay, y'all? Now he continues. Jachin, masculine. Jachin, masculine. Aries, positive. Okay, so masculine and positive energy is the same, equivalent statements. Boaz, feminine. Libra, negative. So feminine and negative energy, these are the same. So you have negative energy, you have let's say you have a battery. You have the negative end and the positive end. You have masculine energy and feminine energy, all governed by the Hermetic law of opposites, okay? The third nail of the cross, which makes the Egyptian Tau, this would be the, this is not Egyptian, scholars. See, this is another error. This is Greek. Tau is Greek, and this image of the Tau is also Greek. So this is the Ta cross. Okay, the head of a bull, Apis, the head of a lion, the head of a bull, Apis or Taurus, zodiac sign Taurus, constellation Taurus, head of a lion, which is Leo, Leo, the lion of the tribe of Judah, and then the head of a eagle, which would be Scorpio, and then the head of a man, which is Aquarius. Okay, in the Americas, you see the Ta cross with the fingers extended outward, representing the rays of the light emanating from within these zodiac signs. In other words, these are the cardinal points. Okay, talked about at Ezekiel chapter 1 and Revelation, I believe it's verse 4. Okay, so over in Africa, you will see what's in modern times called Africa. You will see our ancestors pose like this, the Ta cross. Nothing to do with religion. This is all nature. In the Americas, same pose. Many of them will be like this, but many also will be like that, representing the Ra, the rays of the sun. Okay, or also cosmic energy emanating from that constellation, with its electromagnetic effect on all living things on planet Earth in terms of phenotype and personality and also events between men and women, between men and men, everything you can name, and of course, weather. All right, and of course, weather. All right, so I'm going to stop on that one. I'm not going to go further. I want to go back to page 166 now. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is worth mentioning on page 131. So it is under the earth. That's the sun. Sun is under the earth. This is from the point of view of the north, the northern hemisphere. Okay, so the northern hemisphere, we have Cancer, the Tropic of Cancer. So underneath the earth would be at the opposite end of the same line. In other words, we're dealing with the principle of the great law of opposites, the Hermetic law of polarity. So underneath the earth would be Capricorn, okay, or the Tropic of Capricorn. So the sun is underneath the earth. The sun is in the Tropic of Capricorn or somewhere around there. But let's let the author speak. It has reference to the sun is under the earth. The descent into Hades or hell. Okay? Hades or hell. Y'all know hell is being in debt, right? Debtor's prison, hell. So if you're a debtor, you are a sinner in commerce, right? It is in the house of the goat. Actually, it's in the house of the sea goat because Capricorn is half goat and half fish. So this is not an animal, it is a hybridized animal. That's what we have to keep in mind about the ecliptical or the solar zodiac projection. These animals are hybrids except for Leo the lion. Well, there are a few who are not hybrid, but definitely Virgo has wings. It's a woman, so that's a hybrid, right? Uh, anyway, so on and so forth. Aries is not a hybrid. Let's continue. So the descent into Hades, the house of the goat. It is the hour of midnight when graveyards yawn. So you youngsters, this is why your parents tell you don't go outside at night. It is high 12. It is the turning of the tarot, or what we know today now as the swastika, or the phallus. Look at this. Or 0, 6, 9, 0. From the positive noon and the negative night. It's light at noon, at 12 noon, right? And then it's dark at this time at night. Or Cancer and Capricorn, which two figures, 6 and 9, are signs of the favorite or strong house of Isis or the moon. This, or specifically Cancer, I'm going to show y'all Cancer, in which the double serpent, or the numbers of Ra, and Isis, the numbers of the sun and moon, 6 and 9. Okay? So here's 6 and 9. 6 noon, it's light outside. 9 o'clock at night is dark. 0690. And then here we are, Cancer. Can y'all see that? Cancer. It's a 6 and a 9 turned on their side, right? And the 9 is an upside down or inverted 6. See, all of this is hidden or encoded messages that your pastors and reverends who made it to the higher levels, the higher degrees rather of Freemasonry, they know this. They were chosen ones, perfect men, as the Devil's Pulpit tells us. They were chosen, perfect men. They were selected to give them the astrotheology teachings. Well, you can be sure one of the reasons why they were selected is because they're cold-hearted. They're cold-hearted. They don't give a damn about you, so therefore they're not going to tell you. They have no empathy. They can look at you, eat with you, smile at you, and still have you strung out in religion. Actually, what Robert Taylor, who's the author of The Devil's Pulpit, said is that these people are selected. They choose the worst in terms of character to get into the upper degrees. They choose the worst. Because they're not going to have empathy for you. They're not going to care. These are scoundrels, scumbags. All right? So, y'all, we're dealing with Ra, the sun, the Yeshuan son, Ra, the father. You might even think about Amun-Ra, right? And Isis, the moon, 6 and 9. And isn't that interesting? The sexual reference to 6 and 9. Isn't it also interesting that this icon, let me show you Cancer. The icon for Cancer is also breast. It's also breast. And that the moon or Isis rules over milk. Rules over milk. Isis rules over milk. That would include breast milk. Y'all see it? So 6-9, that implies, not implied. Everybody knows what 6-9 is, right? I don't have to tell you that. But that's very moist, very watery, right? Isis rules over not Isis, but the moon rules over that. 6-9. Y'all see the symbology? Let me find my web browser. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture that's not too lewd. Hold on. I'm not going to show it. It's a cartoon. It's too much. Okay, so this would be Cancer. Y'all see that's Cancer? This is 6-9. Cancer, the zodiac sign Cancer, and then 6-9. Cancer, zodiac sign Cancer, 6-9, the sun and moon. All right. One second. Who knew that so much was involved in this, right? I'm trying to show you the tarot, but I'm not getting it. So I'll skip it. So let me just show you from the book. Excuse me. So here's the tarot. These are also having to do with 6 and 9, okay? Masculine and feminine. So here's the tarot, or what? Or phallus. So it's the same except for it has a circle in the middle. I don't know if y'all can see that. But it's the same except for the circle in the middle. Okay? So let's keep it moving. All right. It's kind of hard for me to believe I didn't find what I was looking for. Anyway, I don't think the time was wasted. Um, I have fun actually. So anyway, page 167. Is it 167, y'all? 166. 166. Her is the moon. Her mean motion is 13 degrees. Okay, so that's a rulership number, right? Perfect rulership. 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Give me 1 second. Okay, but she moves sometimes less and sometimes more, never exceeding 15 degrees in 24 hours. So let's see what we come up with. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and plus 4 is 12. Okay? So 12 is a significant number, of course, but then again, it goes back to 12 apostles, etc. 13 degrees, 13 apostles, 1 Jesus. 12 zodiac signs, or 12 constellations, 1 sun, 13. So 6, 8, 12, let's see, 18, 21, 22, 25, 26. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right before I open my mouth. Okay, yeah. So I added up these numbers 1 plus 3, well, 13, 10, 36, 15, 64. So 1 plus 3 plus 3, I'm sorry, 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4, and I got 26. I got 26. So if you divide that by 2, that takes you back to 13. Oops, hold on. Yeah, it takes you back to 13. Page 166, 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 6 is 13. Perfect rulership. In other words, dealing with Mary, Virgo, and then JC, the Christ figure. All right. And what else? Our Father who art in heaven, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So natural phenomena. So the earth is under, completely under, with no resistance, the influence of the cosmos. Y'all see it? Perfect rulership. But the Catholic Church does not want that to happen, do they? They want the earth, they want to rule through religious beliefs, through doctrines. Have you disconnected from nature? And y'all also listen up. I was listening to an audio uh, by someone who's an expert on astrotheology, and he's talking about how 12 is divisible by 7 evenly. There's no fraction left. So I'm gonna try to find that equation. If I can find it, I'm gonna show y'all. Her greatest north latitude, that is the moon's greatest north latitude, is 5 degrees. So 5 plus 1 is 5 degrees, 17 minutes. So 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 7 is 13. The moon's greatest south latitude is 5 degrees plus 12 minutes or thereabout. The moon is never retrograde, but always direct. when the moon is slow in motion and going in 24 hours, and going in 24 hours, less than 13 degrees. So there's 13 again. Or, listen, y'all, or 32, 1 to 2 miles per hour. Or 32, 1 to 2 miles an hour. Do y'all see that? 32 plus 1 is 33. 33 degrees of Freemasonry. There are only 3 degrees of ancient masonry. There are only 3 degrees of real masonry. Only 3, which is the sun, the sun, the moon, and Mercury, or the star, the messenger, Christ. Page 11. Now, isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that this information is on page 11, which is what, y'all? The 2 pillars of Jachin and Boaz. A nail through the right hand of JC, the Christ figure, and a nail through the left hand of JC, the Christ figure, with the royal ark. Y'all remember we looked at that? So on page 11, the 2 pillars, 2 Kings, was it chapter 7, verse 21? Y'all go back and check it, because I don't know if I cited that scripture correctly, but I think it is. Here it is. And Horus, or Mercury, the planet which is nearest the sun, nearest the Eschuan sun, whose movement is very rapid, whose chief sign or house is the sign. This is Scorpio, but you must remember this is Virgo Scorpio, okay? Whose chief house is the sign Scorpio, i.e. the Virgo or Virgin. Scorpio, Virgo Scorpio, before Libra was introduced into the solar or ecliptical zodiac projection. It was Virgo Scorpio. Okay, let's continue. Who is Mercury? Who is Mercury? Remember Mercury with the horns? The arc, A-R-C. The arc, A-R-K. Moses with his horns, right? Okay, let's continue. Thought that the writer on the tables or something, I don't remember the exact title of thought. The thought is said to have written, what, never mind. Let's keep it going. I don't want to lose my thought. Who is Mercury, the planet that rules exchange? Mercury rules exchange, merchandise, commerce. Well, wait a minute. The Messiah is Mercury. Christians are born into sin. Sin in commerce is a debtor. Debtors are in bondage to their creditor or to their master. So Christianity is commerce, is a debt or debtor system, is a fiat system composed of financial institutions that sell debt, not banks. Okay, who is Mercury? The planet that rules exchange. Okay, how is this exchange taking place? Well, you have to go over the waters, right? You need to go from one landmass to the next. Over the water. So this is what? Maritime Admiralty law. Merchandise, commerce, all mediums of exchange. Y'all see that? All mediums of exchange. It could be gold and silver, natural money, or it can be what? Debt notes. It can be a debt system, fiat. Between country and country, that's international law. That's international law. A go-between, a messenger or messiah, a mediator. International law. Council, jurisdiction, and venue. Council, jurisdiction, and venue, right? Caring for the commerce of his nation, of the empire, or her nation, her empire. A messenger, as it were, a mediator, as it were. Handling what? Disputes in commerce. Who is so overfilled with the glory of the sun, who is so overfilled with the sunshine, with the glory of the sun. Remember, Mercury is in the bosom of the Father. Mercury is the planet that is closest to the sun, who is the Father. And that's God's money. So Mercury is dealing with God's money, gold. Who is so overfilled with the glory of the sun that it is only at twilight and early dawn that Mercury is perceptible, and truly dwelleth in the bosom of the Father. The Father, again, is the sun, or the ruler of our solar system. The ruler of our solar system is the sun, the center of our solar system. Council, counselor, jurisdiction, and venue. Zodiac, constitution. That the Moors, all of us, are obligated in nature to live by. And this Horus, again, Horus is Mercury, is Jesus, is you. Is you Moor, man, Moorish man and woman. And this Horus is the measurer. This Horus is the measurer. The council will decide the case. The council will measure the judgment or the decision. Y'all see it? The council will interpret the law. And I'm talking about the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the Moroccan Empire and the United States of North America, 1836. And this Horus and this Messiah and this mediator, who is also known as Mercury, who is also known as Jesus, this Horus is the measurer, determines the outcome of disputes between one nation, between the Moors and citizens of the United States of America, and is the infant sun, or son, S-O-N, son, the son of the sun. Y'all see that? The son of the sun. The S-U-N or S-O-N. I'm going to show y'all this. These then are the three great lights. Mercury, which is wisdom. See, the council will decide the case, etc. The council is concerned about taking care of Moorish men and women's commerce and disputes relative to the United States of North America. The sun, which is strength. The moon, which is beauty. See, a beautiful woman. The woman, Isis, beautiful. Isis, beautiful. The three great pillars It says here of Freemasonry, but I dare to say of Masonry because there was no Freemasonry when these principles um, were being lived out. That was before a hybrid or before the before Yaqub and his army ever got started. So is that clear, scholars? He goes on to say, Freemasonry, corrupted by Roman Catholicism, has lost its ancient landmarks. So you talk about ancient, you have to be talking about the autochthonous Moors, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, uh, in distinction or contradistinction from Genesis chapter 1, the Han Uman. The Han Uman, of course, are the humans, are the monsters who are non-descendable in law. So I don't know if I did this before, so I don't remember the last time I did it. But let me show y'all something. Okay, this is Genesis chapter 1, Han Uman. Notice that this being is half man, half chimpanzee. Look at his crown. His crown is what? A sun. His crown looks like a sun sun, right? Notice he has a sword. And that's because Yaqub created these beings to wage war against the Moors, according to Genesis chapter 1. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, come to my Saturday class every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also watch the video I did, Genesis chapter, a critical analysis of Genesis chapter 1 and 2. I start teaching at about 2 hours and 4 minutes into the video, but this is Han Uman, okay? And human is a corruption of the spelling of Han Uman. Han Uman, H-A-N-U-M-A-N. So human is a corruption of that, which is H-U-M-A-N. Hugh, H-U, which is also H-U-E. I just found this out the other day. H-U-E is a word that in Europe during medieval times, maybe before, I don't know, where when a felon, someone who committed a felony like a robbery, murder, something like that, they would yell out "Hugh" or "Hue and cry," and it meant for the whole city. It meant for the whole city, the whole town, to come out together. So of course this would be the men, right? To come out together and capture this felon, to chase him from one town to the other town. Hugh, a felon, a robber, a murderer. How about Esau, y'all? How about Esau? The biblical story about Jacob and Esau. Two manner of people. The Han Uman being the product of genetic engineering, the egg of a Moabite woman and the sperm of a chimpanzee. Okay? Created for warfare, also created to do agricultural work. Primarily, in my opinion, for warfare. Can you imagine fighting these, let's say, hand-to-hand combat or with a sword? Can y'all imagine that? So here's another image, Han Uman. Genesis chapter 1, verse 21 through 26. Esau came out ruddy and hairy all over, like a brown cow, or a reddish brown cow, or a squirrel, the color of a squirrel. Okay, now this is the softening up. This is the softening up of this entity to get people to worship it. Okay, y'all? Same tactics that they use today get you to worship or highly value something that they have used or are using to exterminate you, to genocide you out. Okay? The funny thing is I was in India for I think 4 months. I met this person, she sold sugarcane juice. She was really dark, had this long, beautiful, long, thick, jet black, silky hair. And she wanted me to go to this temple and pray to the monkey god. I told her no, and she didn't like me after that. She didn't like me after that. So here's another example. This is the Han Uman. This is the monster. Y'all look up human in a law dictionary, Black's Law Dictionary. You're gonna see monster, non-descendable, although born in wedlock, cannot inherit land. Why? No substance. This is the colorable man. This is the human, the colorable man, a knockoff man, a symbolicum of a morph. Okay. Now let me show y'all, and then I'm gonna keep it moving because I don't want to spend too much more time on this. All right, more images. Okay. So let's go to. I'll show you this modern day image. Oh wait! I took a picture of it. Hold on. Oh, here we are. Okay. Everybody see that? Now, I'm not going to show images of them with tails, but I'm sure everybody has seen the images of them with tails. Okay? Hold on. As this is to say, now y'all know there are some people who have dark color skin who are hybrids. All right? There are some who have dark color skin who are hybrids. Now, y'all, so if y'all want to take this further, you should research caveman, Neanderthal. Okay? So this is no, I'm not taking a shot at anybody because they acknowledge this. And I remember back in the 80s and 90s, they were very proud of this. You even saw commercials. They were very proud of this because they were saying that this was more advanced than the African. But then, of course, it came out later. Everybody started talking about Esau. People started to get wise on the fact that if you mix two species, it can never be superior than the higher species. You'll never get superior. It'll always be less. Okay, so that's when they started saying that Africans, sub-Saharan Africans, also have Neanderthal DNA. Okay, y'all? So I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just putting two and two together. Okay? So this is Han Uman. This is the human that is non-descendable in law. And so what did the human do? What did the human do? Did it make its own laws? No. They used the Hermetic law of polarity, or Amor, who was adept in this, told them just do the opposite. You don't have to change anything, just do the opposite. And then that way you can keep their entire body of law. You can keep every system and knowledge base that they ever made. You can keep it and just do the opposite. The Hermetic law of polarity, the great law of opposites. So you go from inheritance and natural law to feudalism, etc. Okay, y'all? That's all they did. They just did the opposite. They didn't make anything. They just did the opposite. If they did that, it was probably our ancestors who were in cahoots with them and who actually made them and wanted to conquer and steal everybody's birthright. These were, I'm pretty sure, our ancestors. All right. So there you have it. Let me. I'm gonna show two more images, I think. Oh, wait. Okay, so just imagine this, y'all, as Esau. He came out ruddy, ruddy as in the color of a brown, reddish brown animal. He came out ruddy and hairy all over. That means he had fur. He had fur all over. Okay, y'all? He had fur all over. Okay, Genesis chapter 25, verse 25 and 26. This is how it reads. And the first came out red. He was like a hairy garment all over. Now you understand what is meant by he was like a hairy garment all over. He came out like an animal with fur. So they called his name Esau. Esau had three names: Esau, Edom, and Seir. Okay? A second. One second, y'all. Let me make some connections for you. Now, here's an example of Esau, but this is not a good example of Esau. Why? Because he doesn't have hair all over. But remember, in the Yaqubian story, when Yaqub started his experiments, the first generations of the babies were coming out dark, and he whited them out. Now, if I remember the story correctly, he killed the dark ones. But did he kill all the dark ones? Or is that part of the story even true for the whole period of experimentation? Y'all see? So this is not about complexion at all. This is whether you're autochthonous or not. Give me one second, y'all. Here's another example. Take a look. See, he came out red. Red is ruddy, which is really brown, the color of an animal, a cow or a horse, and hairy all over. Y'all see it? This is Han Uman, the human, the Neanderthal. But let me do it so that I'm not just talking. Y'all see my search term? My search term is Neanderthal, and this is what comes up, the Han Uman. Of course, this is in more recent times. Okay, that image of the black Han Uman. Here's another picture of Han Uman. Okay, so the more beast-like, these were the initial iterations, and the more man-like, these are more modern iterations of the Han Uman. Do y'all see it? Now, did I make this up? Absolutely not. I didn't make this up. And I'm not taking shots at anybody. Y'all see it? They're non-descendable. They cannot inherit land. This is why they went through the earth, pillaging and stealing people's birthright, not only through warfare, but uh, through the financial system that they created. Okay, y'all? It's a more modern image of Han Uman. Okay, uh, as the as the genetic experimentation progressed, they began to look more like a man, but their psychology is different. They still have the psychology of an animal. Not a total animal, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We all see their behavior. We all see their behavior. It's no secret. I'm not the first one to say it. We all say it, right? They act like animals. Well, now you know why. Anyway, so let's move on, y'all. Here's another one. You can go through this for days. For days. Okay, so let's bring it to modern day. When I was a boy, this is how they uh, infatuate you to adore something that's terrible for you. I used to love I used to love this when I was a child. The Flintstones, y'all see that? I used to love that. You see how they romanticized it, took the sting out of it, completely changed the story, the history. Y'all see that? That's the way they roll. That's the way they roll. Okay, they use the magic wand, which is made out of Hollywood, the pen, to create a worldview, history, fake history, fake science, fake research reports, fake uh, artifact, fake art, fake artifacts, fake scientific discoveries, fake diseases, all fake, mixed with some truth, some of them. Rewrite history, y'all see it, romanticize it, make you think something that destroyed your ancestors and that's destroying you is something that's good and funny. Look at the music. Look at hip hop. Look at the state of hip hop. How is it that has been hip hop came out as early as I can remember was the late 70s. Not hip hop, but rap. It's the same thing. How is it that we're in 2024 and the still same genre of music? Meaning that there's no creativity. But that's not true. There is creativity, but the record companies, and we know who owns the music industry, they're having so much success genociding us out and locking us up and getting fiat off of us that they don't want to change it. Okay, that's how toxic and destructive this music is. Uh, okay, so let's get past that. Let's finish this up with just the horrite. I try to give y'all a good education. on this topic because this has to do with civics and birthright. It has to do with diversity of citizenship. Hold on, y'all. If I can find it real quickly, I'm going to show y'all. Give me 1 second. So Esau married a Horite. His offspring married Horites when they took Mount Seir from the Horites, who originally had possession of Mount Seir. Give me 1 second. Here we are. So I don't know this website, but this website, ChristianAnswers.net. Horites, also known as Horim Hori, meaning caveman, cave dwellers. A race of troglodytes, cave dwellers, who lived in limestone caves, which abounded in Edom, Petra, and surrounding lands. Their ancestor was Seir, who probably gave his name to the district, so on and so forth. All right, let me show y'all this. See, Esau spoiled his blood, right? Esau mixed his blood in with Horites who are non-descendable. So he really effed up. Y'all see it? Let me read it again. Horites, Horim, Kori, meaning cave men, cave dwellers, a race of troglodytes, cave dwellers. Okay, so wait a minute, let me take a screenshot. I'm surprised I found that so easily. So y'all, that's a law of compensation, or law of correspondence is another word. You work so hard for something and you don't get anything, and then something else, boom, it happens right away. The Hermetic Law, okay? You get Actually, wait. I'll come back to it. I'll come back with the thought. Where was I? Oh, troglodyte. So I'm gonna show you my search term. Do y'all see the troglodyte? Y'all see that troglodyte right there? That Han Uman? We're over here. See the troglodyte? Y'all see it? Do you see the troglodyte? These are some of the same images that we saw when we searched for Neanderthal, right? Y'all see it? These are cavemen. Troglodytes. Han Uman. But most of this is toys. They really, all of this is just commerce, commercial, average. Hold on. And birds. So let me refine my. Let me put troglodyte caveman. Ah, there we go. Hold on. Look at the search term in the search box. Look at the images. Now do y'all understand why they had such primitive and crude practices? Why they're so violent? What's the word? Sisium? Where they take possession of your property, and then as proof of it, they would beat two children half to death, so that those two children, according to the Bible principle, you need two witnesses. Those two witnesses would remember the beating because it was so severe, and that they would remember that you gave this person the rights to your property. Y'all see how perverted their mind is? Okay, and in that ritual, they would take a branch of a tree off the land, or the doorknob, or some part of the house, or something from the land, uh, as evidence. Okay, in other words, it's not theirs. They took it from you, and they beat these two children half to death, two 7-year-olds or something like that, half to death, so that they would remember it for life. Okay. And it's my opinion that that's where the story that George Washington chopped down the cherry tree, which is the Moorish flag, it was that very same ritual. Okay, so he chopped down the flag. That would be the cherry tree. That would be evidence that they have possession of our property now, our land. Y'all get it? So these are the troglodytes, the cavemen. Okay, everyone? Remember, we're talking about the moon, Mercury, commerce. All right? Thought, thought, Mercury, thought. Man is thought made manifest from the land. So it's a well-established principle and law that land is the substance and subject matter of the law. Therefore, it's a well-established fact amongst those who know that Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. Moors are the law. Why? Because we are thought. The first Hermetic law is mind. All is mind. Thought, thinking, it's a function of the mind. Everybody see it? The mediator, the Messiah, Mercury, Horus. This is the council. This is the council, the messenger. Anyway, uh, oh, Freemasonry, corrupted by Roman Catholicism, has lost its ancient landmarks and been carried into captivity. So, not Freemasonry, Masonry. Mother and son, the laws that govern civics, the interaction between people and nations, has been what, y'all? Carried into captivity. How? Perversion, the great law of opposites. They're doing the opposite, okay? In other words, actually, they are going against nature. So it's just a matter of time for them. But what do? To neutralize, not to neutralize, but to lessen uh, the cause and effect, the Hermetic law of cause and effect. Well, they get you to consent. That's one way. Now, now you're responsible, either because you're too lazy or you were indifferent, you didn't take the time to learn so you can enforce your rights or enforce the Constitution, rather, and treaty. But they also use higher laws against lesser laws. So these people who are at the top and they understand the Hermetic laws and astrology, they're using the laws, higher Hermetic laws, to uh, not neutralize, because you cannot neutralize the Hermetic laws, but you can pause them. Okay, you can pause them or slow them down or lessen their effect. Okay, that's what they're doing. Believe that. Know that. That's what they're doing. Let's continue. Masonry, that relationship between mother and son, civics, law, natural law, corrupted by the Roman Catholics, has lost its ancient landmarks. Yeah, you could talk about the two pillars as being landmarks, right? Jachin and Boaz, the spring and summer, the spring and fall equinox. We are on page 11. The battle between good and evil, the black and white checker floor in the Masonic temples that we saw when we saw the two pillars, the black and white checker floor, the battle between good and evil, or life and death, right? Let's continue. Or between intelligence and ignorance, light and darkness. All right? So Freemasonry, corrupted by Roman Catholicism, has lost its ancient landmarks and has been carried into captivity. So civics has been carried into captivity in the way I just said, through getting you to consent to give up your birthright, and then through the law of polarity, the great law of polarity, doing the opposite, okay, which is feudalism. Opposite of natural law is feudalism. And were it not for its oaths of allegiance, would be sunk into ignorance. There can be, listen, y'all, there can be no more than 3 degrees of masonry. All else are spurious and purposefully invented. They just made them up. They're spurious and purposely invented by the Catholic Church to create dissension and dissatisfaction. Well, why would they do that? Because there were many people who were still living their life according to nature. Living their lives according to nature. So they did this as a divide and conquer strategy. There's only 3 degrees of Freemasonry, which is, again, the 3 great lights or 3 great degrees, which is Mercury, or the star, Mercury, which is wisdom, the sun, which is strength, and the moon, which is beauty. The 3 first and only true degrees of Masonry are universal. So that means, y'all, that these extra 30 degrees that the Catholic Church put in there, they're not universal. That means they're not going to last forever. And when given under Hebraic rites, when the 3 degrees are given under Hebraic rites, include all there is in the entire 33 degrees of so-called Freemasonry. Masonry that debars anyone on account of his religion is not Masonry. In other words, the Christians said, well, you need to worship the Virgin Mary. Otherwise, you can't do this with us. You're out, or you're, okay? Masonry that enjoins an obligation to support the Virgin Mary is a fraud and no Masonry. Y'all see that? This is why I was discussing with y'all about if Aries was not in the original ecliptical or solar zodiacal projection, there's something wrong. All right? Virgo, Scorpio was separated at the original fall of man, and Libra was put in. But there's something wrong. Why? That was done by the Greeks. I don't know who did it with Aries, but the Greeks separated out, or according to the author, the Greeks separated uh, Virgo Scorpio at the original fall of man and inserted uh, Libra. Do y'all see that? So now this whole story about Mary and Jesus, we need to call that into question astrologically or astrotheologically. We need to get to the bottom of it. Masonry that enjoins an obligation to support the Virgin Mary is a fraud and no masonry. This is why I've lately I have been talking about the circumpolar projection of the zodiac, and we need to go back to the circumpolar projection of the zodiac because we're supposed to do what? Return to the ways, to the lifestyle, to the sciences, etc., of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. And the most ancient zodiacal projection is the circumpolar zodiacal projection with its 7 houses. It's circle 7. Masonry not instituted by the ancient people. The ancient people are the autochthonous Moors. Before there ever was a Han Uman or a human, oh, I forgot to show y'all, or a human, there was only us. Okay, so legal definition of human being is, if I see that, y'all pause this on the replay. Legal definition of a human being is human being, see monster, Valentine's Law Dictionary, 1930. Y'all take a look at that. So in the Biblioheliotext, it's my opinion that there is no division between autochthonous Moors. Yes, there were families and nations, but no divisions. In my opinion, these divisions are a divide and conquer tactic. It's there are the autochthonous Moors, regardless of what family of nations, be it Hebrew, Israelite, or whatever, or Kemet, whatever you want to call it. These are family of nations, okay? And then there were, what, y'all? Genesis chapter 1, Yaqub and his 12 feminine co-scientists formed, created in a laboratory the Han Uman, today known as the human. And the issue is about land, birthright, possession, and enjoyment of land. Natural law or the feudal fiat system. Here's the definition. Human being, sea monster. Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Ballantyne's, Ballentine apostrophe S, Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1930. Monster, a human, Human. Human is a contracted form of Han Uman, HanUman. So delete the AN after the H. You get HUMAN. M-A-N, you get human. Human. Monster. A human being by birth. But in some part resembling a lower animal. A monster hath no inheritable blood, and cannot be heir to any land. Let me read it again. Human being, see monster. Valentine's Law Dictionary, 1930. Monster, a human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. A monster hath no inheritable blood. A monster hath no inheritable blood. It is non-descendable and cannot be heir to any land. Valentine's Law Dictionary, 1930. I think this should put I think this is clear. I don't have to say anything. Y'all see the issue is land and birthright. Deuteronomy chapter 28 is about birthright. Period. Okay, the biblioheliotext is civics and birthright. Okay? Commerce between, in the broad definition of commerce, between people within a nation and people belonging to other nations, meaning constitutions and treaties. International law, the Zodiac Constitution. Okay, y'all, is it clear? So this is our heritage. All right? In the biblioheliotext, in astrotheology. And I'm bringing it to you right now. All right, let's continue. Masonry, not instituted by ancient people. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. People is worthless, and of no account. The S-U-N sun, moon, and star. The star is Mercury. The S-U-N sun, moon, and star are three bright lights. But a sign has no ruler. And yet the 30, listen, y'all, and sometimes I'm talking about dreams. I may make, not dreams. I'm talking about prophesying and prophets. I may make some people angry when I say that, because you can search, you can find many prophets on YouTube, especially amongst the Hebrew Israelites. They just prophesy. Like Napoleon Hill says, they start their mouth to run and just walk away. Prophesying is not clairvoyance. They're different. One day I might go into clairvoyance, but that's not prophesying. Prophesying is done through astrology. Let's continue. The S-U-N sun, moon, and star are the three great lights. But a sign, y'all, but a sign has no ruling. And yet the 30 degrees of a sign were added to make up modern Freemasonry. Do y'all get that? And yet the 30 degrees of a sign were added to make up modern Freemasonry. But a sign has no ruling. Hold on. Ancient Masonry is found all over the inhabited world. Why? Because the Moors were all over the world, especially if there really was a Pangea. Okay, yo? Modern Masonry, modern Freemasonry, in but a small portion of the world. Where? Where the Europeans are. Uh, Britain, UK, Germany, Scotland, etc. It's just there. And, but of course, they have their Moorish minions and dark complected hybrids in leadership positions, presidents of countries, other leadership positions in government, leadership positions in corporations, financial institutions, leadership in media, social leaders. Okay, these people who get out and get in front of movements, have the people marching with them, complaining about social issues. News broadcasters. Ancient Masonry will last. Why? Because it's universal law, universal principles. While the world endures, modern Masonry, modern Freemasonry will die in derision as the disbelief in Virgin Mary and Roman Catholicism fades out. Let me state that differently. When our people let go of Christianity, these beings will lose their power. Christianity has the greatest influence on the mind of denationalized and nationalized Moors. And nationalized Moors. There's still many still in bondage, most still in bondage, still afraid. When it comes down to it, the religious doctrine and belief is still there and it will prevail when you squeeze them. When you squeeze an orange, what? The orange juice comes out. When you squeeze someone, put them at the brink of death, they don't know whether or they're going to live or die. You scare them to death with prison or anything like that, the religion comes out. Oh, Jesus, help me. All of that stuff, right? They will go back or cower out. So I agree with the author here. And it is rapidly dying in all places where science and knowledge prevail. Now, today I would have to agree with that because there are mathematical models, uh, and there's research done by geneticists to show that this notion of natural selection, it's all it's all BS. They just made it up. The jig is up on that. Okay, because these things are clearly living things, the organelles, DNA, messenger RNA, etc. Um, this is clearly intelligence behind that. But the religious leaders will tell their people, their congregation, don't watch that, don't learn that topic, don't go to college, don't. And even when people learn this stuff, they've been so indoctrinated from birth. When it comes down to it, they're going to go back to religion, right? Because they've been indoctrinated. They're still holding on to these gods. That's why I encourage everybody study the devil's pulpit. Okay, it's not witches and witchcraft and magic and demons and the devil. No, it's not that at all. It's a work on etymology and history, so on and so forth. Okay, it even has grammar rules in there. It's straight up academics. Okay, now let's continue. Here's my point. When I told on one of the couple of the classes, I said, be careful of people who tell you they had a dream, like Martin Luther King. I had a dream, known all over the world for his speech. But look what he did to his people. Joseph, the story of Pharaoh and Joseph, known all over the world, but look what he did to the Kemetic people, enslaved them, made them suffer so much poverty and ill health that they willingly sold themselves into slavery. Y'all think it's no wonder that they put the so-called African American, all the denationalized Moors, they put y'all under so much uh, financial stress, so much social stress. Why? So that you willingly give up your birthright. You willingly consent. You easily consent without a fight. A religion builded upon a dream. Think about Christianity. Joseph finds out, according to the story, I'm going to call it a mythology or fairy tale. According to the story, Joseph finds out that Mary is pregnant, but he was betrothed or engaged to her. And he's like, well, wait a minute. I haven't laid down with you. What's this about? Who you been sleeping with? A religion built upon a dream is not religion to last. So that y'all, that's all of them. Because y'all notice all the religions have run their course and a new one came up. Huh? There are 15 or 16 different solar religions. So that's evidence of what this author is saying is true. And Catholicism, Christianity, has for its authority, quote unquote, and the angel appeared to Joseph in a dream. And the angel appeared to Joseph in a dream. She's pregnant by the Holy Spirit in a dream. Go ahead and take her. Everything is cool. She didn't step out on you. So Christianity has as its authority, quote unquote, thus saith the Lord. Oops. So Christianity has as its authority, quote unquote, and the angel appeared to Joseph in a dream. All right. So one day soon, hopefully, I can talk about clairvoyance and how it's different from prophesying. So let's go back. Ah, okay. So here we are. The moon, her greatest south latitude is 5 degrees and 12 minutes or thereabout. I went over this, so I'm not going to go over it again. Okay. She is never retrograde, but always direct. But when she is slow in motion and going in 24 hours, less than 13 degrees, perfect rulership, or 32 plus 1 to 2 miles per hour. 32 plus 1 is 33. 33 degrees of Freemasonry. Uh, JC, the Christ figure, completes his ministry at 33 years old. Okay, JC begins his ministry at 30 years old, so the story goes. The Son of Man goes about in one zodiac sign and out the other. He goes from town to town doing what? The will of his Father. Okay, so she has disabilities equal to a retrograde. She governs, she is the moon, she governs the earthly triplicity, that's a Trinity 3. At night, viz, or specifically Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Her dignities and disabilities are to be found in the table of dignities and disabilities in this book, y'all. The moon is feminine, nocturnal, comes out at night, cold, moist, and phlegmatic. So phlegmatic, you see phlegm in there. So that has to do with what? Phlegm, inflammation of the chest, the most popular inflammatory disease of the lungs, most widely known, the most devastating is TB, tuberculosis. So the phlegm that we produce when we have an infection or inflammatory reaction, right? Phlegm. So these are people actually. Now here's a problem. Phlegm also means fire. Let me see if I can find it. So there's some funny business going on because phlegm, in the sense of an inflammatory reaction or TB, well, that has nothing to do with fire. In fact, it's liquid, and liquid is the opposite of fire. Y'all see? So something funny going on here that needs to be searched out. So anybody who wants to do a project like that, um, this would be a good project for you to do, a good research uh, project for you to do. Let me see. Phlegmatic. So here's the meaning. Calm. This person doesn't overreact. Pretty much stoic. Okay? Y'all pause the video, you can read that or just Google search it. You can get the definition. It's the opposite of a fiery person, right? Opposite of a fiery person. A phlegmatic, adjective, having or suggesting a calm, sluggish temperament. Maybe they're hypothyroid person. Unemotional or apathetic. Okay? This is the moon. The moon is unemotional. So if I were to go into a greater search, you would see that uh, phlegm also, the root is fire. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. So when you come across stuff like this, these are obvious indications that something ain't right with what they're telling us, okay? And they're probably hiding something. So I don't see it right away, but y'all can research it. So some people may say, well, phlegm, fire, hot, temperature. No, I don't think so. That's my opinion. Let's continue. When well dignified, the moon represents one of composed manners, a soft, tender creature, a lover of all honest and indigenous science. Okay, so this is a person who loves science, honest science, not religion, not religious doctrine. Unemotional. Okay, one who naturally likes to change habitation and to change about. Okay, so the moon is moving all the time, right? And it's going through all of the different houses. So these people would like to change their location quite often or their domicile. And if the moon be lady or second house or sign Cancer, now that's matriarchy, right? One who changes businesses, if the moon be lady of second house or Cancer, thereon, one who changes business constantly or find many ways to make money. Okay? So, in other words, to me, from an entrepreneur point of view, this is a person who can sniff out entrepreneurial activities. know when to sell a product, when to redesign a product, when to get out of a business and get into a different industry. Okay, so that's this person, a woman, but not steadfast, one who cares wholly for the present time. Well, that's pretty cool if she's in the present. I don't want a woman stuck in the past. I wouldn't want to be stuck in the past. I wouldn't want a woman always thinking about the future. I'd rather her be in the now most of the time, like me, in the present, because the present is all there is. Timorous, prodigal, easily frightened, peace loving, and desiring to live free from the cares of this life. So she's carefree. If a mechanic, the man follows many occupations and frequently tampers with many ways to trade. When, when ill dignified, the moon represents a mere vagabond, a mere bum, hobo, tramp, when ill dignified, okay? Idle, a drunkard, and a sot. This is someone who looks drunk, acts drunk all the time. One of no spirit or forecast, no willpower, y'all. In other words, no willpower, what? Weak, masculine, mental energy, the Hermetic law of gender. Then you can go into the cuckoo egg concept and the whole 9 yards. This is the Negro, the black, the colored, and all of that stuff, okay? Who who's being someone that they're not. This is why, for example, Noble Drew Ali says, be yourself. And in these classes, we have been talking about being ourselves, okay? You're not Negro, black, color, etc., etc. The behaviors, okay, and the mindset, in addition to the nationality, what the lack of nationality, stateless, okay. Delighting, we're talking about a man delighting to live beggarly. This is when the moon is ill dignified, or carelessly, one content in no condition in life, either good or ill. He's indifferent about life. The moon generally represents a person of fair stature, light colored, round face, gray eyes. So he's talking about a hybrid, and a little tower, a little lowering. I'm not talking about a Moor who has gray eyes. I'm speaking in general, because gray eyes are recessive, and he says light color. I don't think this author is a Moor. He, he's, he sounds more like a hybrid. Much hair on the face and other parts, usually one eye a little larger than the other. You know what? I'm going to stop right here because I want to show y'all some images. Um, Something that I'm particularly interested in is learning how to, I want to develop an astrological clinical eye where I can look at someone and tell what their zodiac sign is. And also, have some insight about what their personality and experiences in life uh, have been and are and will be, just by looking at it. So I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna pick it up next time right there. I'm gonna have some images to show y'all, um, and we can have actually quite a long discussion on these last maybe 5, 6 on this topic about the phenotype. The last part of hold on. About the next 7 or 8 paragraphs, we can have quite a good discussion on that. So one of the complaints I have uh, uh, with this author in this chapter of the book is that his description of the profile, the phenotypes are not clear. But of course, in 1892, they were probably clear. but I don't. It's not clear to me. In other words, I would find it difficult to look at people and then be able to differentiate um, uh, that information. Anyway, I appreciate y'all joining me. Hope y'all have fun. I have fun. Every time I do this, I have fun. So, Shalom, y'all. Islam to the Moors. Assalamu alaikum. I see y'all on the next one.